Let me go to the Excel file. Okay. So till now we have discussed about the vendor master, how to create a vendor master, change vendor master, display vendor master, and the configuration, different configurations related to the vendor master. We have discussed about that one. We also discussed about the material master creation, change activity, display activity, as well as the configuration related to the material type, number ranges, field selection, screen sequence, screen setups, material group, and industry sector creations, right? So that configuration we have discussed. Now we will start with the new master data, which is purchase info record. So what is this purchase info record? Why we are using purchase info record? We'll discuss on that. Okay. So purchase info record, purchase information record. This is again a master data in material management. Okay. So what is mean by purchase info record? Have you heard about this one? Anyone? Purchase info record, information record. No? Okay, fine. Let me try to explain this one. So what is mean by vendor master data? What is vendor?
Our supplier.
Okay, so vendor master contains the complete information of our supplier, right? What is mean by material master?
Complete information of material.
Complete information of material, right? So vendor master contains a complete information of supplier. Material master contains the complete information of material, right? Purchase info record or purchase information record is a relationship between your vendor master and material master. Okay, purchase information record is a relationship between your vendor master and a material master. Okay, for this material, this vendor, what is the terms and conditions? For example, what will be a delivery time? Okay, what will be a price? Okay, what will be a tax? Okay, so what are the other different terms and conditions we have for this material and this vendor combination? That informations we are storing in purchase info record, which is called as a PIR. Got it?
Got it.
So purchase information record is a relationship between vendor master and material master. Okay. Now it is a relationship between vendor master and material master. Now, for example, if I have a laptop as a material, okay, so for this laptop, vendor X having some terms and conditions, the price, right, the delivery time, reminder times, right? So what is the terms and conditions of vendor X for this particular material? That informations will be stored in a purchase info record. Okay, so how we will create a PIR? Create with ME11. ME11 is a T code to create PIR. If you want to change, we can change with ME12. If you want to display, we can display ME30. Okay, so these are the create, change, display T codes for the purchase info record. So before going ahead with this the complete details, let me show you this in SAP. So this is my SAP system. I will try to execute ME11 T code. So this is my purchase info record screen. This vendor, this material for this purchasing organization, this plant combination. Okay. If there will be any terms and conditions based on this one, that will be stored in this purchase info record. Okay. Now there are 4 types of category in purchase info record: standard, subcontracting, pipeline, and consignment. So this might be question in your interview or might be in certification. Okay, what are the categories of PIR? So we have standard, consignment, pipeline, subcontract. Right? Subcontracting, pipeline, consignment, standard. So these are the 4 categories of info record. If we are creating any standard purchase order, that is direct material procurement or indirect material procurement, in that case my system should look for the standard info record. If we are creating any consignment purchase order or if we are doing consignment procurement, in that case system will look for the consignment info record. If we are doing any pipeline procurement, system will look pipeline info record, and if we are doing subcontracting procurement, in that case system will look for the subcontracting related purchase info record. So based on the type of procurement you are following, system will look for that particular info record. Okay, so let's take an example. If you are creating any subcontracting purchase order and you have created a standard info record, system will not consider that particular info record for that particular purchase order, because the purchase order is having a different for a different purpose, while the purchase info record is created for a different purpose. Correct? So if the purchase info record should be created for a specific purpose for which we are creating a purchase order. Okay. So I'll come to that point. I will explain you more on that one. But for the time being, I'll show you. Let me create one of the purchase order. Okay, sorry, purchase info record. So let me take any of the vendor. So if I want to search a vendor, what I can do? I can go to the vendor screen. I can F4 here or click on this option. Okay, it will open this window. I can put anything, search term, name, okay, anything, any information I can put it here, and I can search the particular vendor. EG00. I have these many vendors. Let me take any of this one. Material, let me take any of the material. Let me search for one of the material. Okay, this is the material we have created. My purchasing organization is EGPO. My plant is EBR, right? So on this combination, my vendor this, material this, purchasing organization this, and plant this. On this combination, I am creating a standard purchase info record. So I'll press enter. Okay, it is not maintained. This material is not maintained for plant EBR. Let me take any other material. Let me take this material. What happened? One. Let me check my organization structure one more time. Incorrect entries was there. Okay, this entry is already available. This entry is also already available. EBR, EHR also I have added it. Then let me check other settings as well.
Name is one BER.
Yeah, one BR we used it previously while configuring the organization structure. But for the future reference, I want to use the EBR and EHR. So when we are creating organization structure, we did that one EBR and one BR. But for future point of view, I just want to use this one, WFR and WME. So EG00, EBR, EG00, EH1. Let me try now. So I'll go to the purchase info record creation ME11. I'll put my vendor, I'll put my material, purchasing organization EGPO, plant EBR. So for this one, I'm creating standard purchase info record. Okay. So this is the first screen, basic data of the general data of the purchase info record, where we can put the expediting. Expediting means reminder information. So if this vendor, okay, for this material, after how many days we should remind him. So if the delivery date is today, then after delivery date, how many days after delivery date is crossed, then after delivery date, first reminder, second reminder, third reminder, when we can give it to vendor. So after delivery, we can give a first reminder after 2 days, okay, or 1 day. Okay, then 3 days, then 5 days. So this is the reminder informations I can put it here. Vendor material number, I will mention, I will inform you, I'll confirm what is vendor material number. So the material HP Elite Book 4420, for this material HP Elite Book 4420, our material number is 4000. But in this vendor system, the material number might be different, right? So how this vendor know that what material we are purchasing or what material we are looking? So that vendor's material number also we can put sometimes here, vendor material number. So vendor will be easily know what material we are looking for. Okay. Then there are other points also here. Okay. Then certification related, origin related information, supply information, order unit. So means whether we are ordering in each or kilo or liter, which order unit we want to order this material from this vendor and material combination. Then if once we done with the general data, press enter, it will take us to the purchasing organization related information. So for this vendor, this material, for purchasing organization EGPO, all the settings are maintained in this screen. What is the planned delivery time? So if I am giving an order today, so what will be the delivery time required for this vendor to supply this material? So we can say 7 days. 7 days required to provide this material by this supplier. Okay. Purchasing group, I'm just putting some purchasing group here. Standard quantity. Standard quantity, I can order 100 quantity at a time. Minimum I can order 10 quantity. Okay. Then there are other options also, GR based IV, no ERS. We are going to learn on this one. Tolerances also, under delivery tolerance, over delivery tolerance, that also we are going to see. Okay, shipping instruction. Those are the different informations we are going to learn. Now net price. This vendor, this material, on how much price he is going to supply. So I can say 13 euro. This vendor is going to supply this material on 13 euro. Okay, so that price also I'm mentioning here. Press enter. Then it will take us to this screen. This is fine. We do not want to put any quotation number here, but I want to maintain the text. So you can see there are two text, info memo and purchase order text. If I want to give some instruction for the buyer means the person who is going to create a purchase order. If I want to if I want to give some instruction to the buyer that how to order this material. Okay, how much quantity we should order. Okay, means is there any conditions we need to mention to our buyer internal, for internal reference? If any text is there, we can put that information in info memo. But if any informations we want to pass it to the supplier, for example, if we are purchasing any metal, what will be the diameter of that metal? Okay, what is maximum weight of that metal or that product? What will be a color? So that instructions, some instructions related to the vendor, that informations we can put here in purchase order text. So what informations we can put it here, that will be visible to our vendor. And what informations we are going to put it here, that is for internal purpose only for the purchase order creator. Got it? I'm just putting here internal text. I'll show you once I create a purchase order. That will give some more clarity. Then external text. So this is my internal text, this is my external text. I will save it. So my purchase info record, this is created. What happened? We have created a purchase info record. Okay. Now, when this purchase info record will be in use, when we create a purchase order, then you will realize what is the use of this purchase info record. So let me create a purchase order. I will directly create a purchase order. Purchase order is nothing but you are ordering some materials from vendor. So I'm going to create a purchase order. T code is ME21N. So this is going to become, we are going to learn this completely in detail. But time being, I'm just showing you. So let's take an example. I want to purchase a material from this vendor. Okay. My purchasing organization is EGPO. My purchasing group is PG1. My company code is EG00. Okay. I want to purchase this material. Okay. Now, if you see, I'll press enter. So the delivery date and net price you can see blank. Correct. What informations we have filled on these combinations? We have provided vendor informations. We have provided material informations. We also provided purchasing organization information. But still now we have not provided plant information, right? I need, if I put the plant information, system will fetch the purchase info record automatically, like EBR. If I put this one, now if you see the delivery date and the net price is coming automatically. Net price is 13. From where it is coming? It is coming from purchase info record. Delivery date is 27. How it is coming 27? Today is
Today's 20th.
20, right? 7
18.
working days.
Sorry, 8.
18.
1 minute.
Is
So
18.
today 18, right? So 7 working days. If you see, Sunday is not a working day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, Saturday, Sunday is not a working. 7. Correct? So working days it is considering, 7 working days timing it is considering, and accordingly system is bringing the delivery date. The price also coming from the purchase info record. Okay, and this is the purchase info record number 6586. 6586. How system identified this information? When we are creating a purchase order, system is checking the combination of vendor, purchasing organization, that particular material and plant. If there is any combination between these 4, and if there is any purchase info records available between for this combination, whatever terms and conditions mentioned in that particular purchase info record, that terms and condition system automatically pulled in your purchase order. Clear? What is
Okay,
the use
so
of
is
purchase?
is it mandatory to create a purchase info record prior creating purchase order, or there
No,
could be a
it's not.
possibility or chance for creating, a purchase order without purchase info record?
It is not a mandatory to create a purchase info record prior to a purchase order. But if you have the purchase info record created, then the sum of the informations you can automate. Buyer do not require to put that information manually, and there are less chances due to the master data. That is the reason this purchase info record is called as a master data.
Okay, so when you say buyer means when we are creating
Buyer
a
means
purchase order, it means like we are buying material from a vendor, right? Buyer is some.
Buyer means a person who is going to create a purchase order, which means a person who required a material.
Right.
Right. So he is going to create a purchase order.
One more thing, like suppose if vendor is not using SAP as an ERP tool, they might be using some other tool, right? So in that case, how how the transaction will work?
Okay, so this whatever we are doing in our SAP, vendor might be not using SAP, or he is not using any system as well. Okay, but we need to put all the transaction into our system, right?
Yeah.
So the purchase order creator will create a purchase order in our system, and once this purchase order is saved, the print of this purchase order he will share with the vendor, and then vendor will supply those material.
Okay. Okay, because vendor, they might be using some different material code or the material description for the same material which we are ordering, right? So how they are reconciling, or matching like what material we are ordering.
Before purchasing, there are some concept called it as a source determination, quotation, right? So whenever you are purchasing, we cannot blindly purchase, right? Before purchasing, we need to connect with vendor. We need to inform that this material we want. Do you have that material? Okay, when can you deliver? If he agrees on that one, then only we will order it. So the complete P2P process I'm going to explain today. Okay, but currently the purpose of info record, if you maintain the info record, then whatever terms and conditions of this vendor and material combinations can be pulled automatically in our purchase order. Correct? Now the text information, as I mentioned you, there are 2 texts, right? We have maintained 2 texts, internal and external. So if you see, those text also came here. The one is purchase order note, and another one is purchase order PO text. One is PO text and PO note. Okay, so this
Okay.
info record note is internal information. Internal information means this information is an instruction for the buyer or the purchaser who is going to purchase this material. So this is an instruction. Okay, you need to purchase minimum 100 quantity or minimum 500 quantity or minimum 10 quantity. Okay, some instruction for this purchase order. So these informations, whatever we have mentioned in the info record note, will not be visible to our vendor. Okay. The second thing, purchase info record PO text. Whatever informations we are mentioning in the PO text, this information will be visible to us as well as it will get printed on our purchase order form. And these informations will be visible to our vendor. So this instruction is for our vendor. What will be a diameter, what will be a color, what will be a weight. So that informations will be mentioned here. Got it? This one. And from where this information is coming? From info record.
Yeah, when we are maintaining, all the basic information in basic data one, like gross weight, net weight, or the dimension as well. So is it necessary to mention the same information in info record?
Okay, so whatever net weight, gross weight you are maintaining, that is material information, right? But some vendors might have some special materials as well. Correct? So in that combination, you want to specify that special material information. Correct? So material information is having only material related information, right? So the color or something is not there in the material information. You want to specify that information while purchasing the material. For example, this laptop, there are 3 different colors: black, red, and blue. Okay, you can mention that information here. Order a black, need a black laptop or red laptop or blue laptop, right? So that type of information, some instruction for our vendor, how to pack the material. Okay, so that information we can put it here.
Okay.
Any special packages be required for, we can mention here, no?
Yes. So this is purchase order screen. We are going to come here. Okay, we are going to discuss each and every field of this purchase order. So the purpose of this info record, we are discussing about the purpose of the info record. If we have maintained the info record, okay, then whatever informations we have maintained in the info record between this vendor and material combination, okay, whenever we are using this combination, system will automatically pull this information into our purchase order, right? We do not need to maintain that information manually.
Okay, so do you have any configuration in SAP, by using which, we cannot create a purchase order without purchase info record? So can we fix something?
So the standard SAP will not allow that one. Okay, but yes, we can do the customization that there should be always info record for a particular purchase order. We can do that one, achieve that one. But
Okay.
if you do not have the info record, still SAP will allow you to create a purchase order. You can manually input all the informations and you can create.
Okay,
Okay.
Movin, hi, I have one question actually. That am I audible?
Yes, yes.
That delivery date will come automatically with the help of this purchase information record.
Yes.
But if there is a mode is different for the delivery by air, by ship, or by
Okay.
flight
So the
or
shipping
something.
instructions.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
shipping
So,
instructions. Incoterms or shipping instructions are there. For
Okay.
example, I just go to the info record. So if you see the shipping instruction, that instruction also we can put it here. How the shipping instructions means, because vendor is going to provide the materials, right? So there is concept called Incoterms. If you see the Incoterms, who is going to bear the charges, the shipping charges? Okay, whether the freight is free for us whether the freight cost is going to be means charged by us, whether the freight is insured. So there are different incoterms. Incoterms means shipping terms. Okay, so that shipping terms are also there from the purchasing point of view. That also we are going to discuss this shipping
Okay.
instruction language.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
something which we maintain in vendor master, right?
Yes,
Incoterms
yes.
and
Vendor
payment
master
terms.
and purchase info record.
Customer
So
master
from
as
vendor
well.
master, from vendor master it will bring into info record, and from info record it will bring into a purchase order. So the priority will give to the info record. When we are creating a purchase order, system will give a priority to the purchase info record.
Okay.
Clear, Deepak?
Yeah, yeah. Those are some standard mode of Incoterms. Like Incoterms is
Yes.
nothing but international commercial terms,
Yes.
and government defines those rules like
Correct,
DDP,
correct,
DAP. Like,
correct.
yeah.
We are going to discuss on this Incoterms. Okay. Complete details on this one. This is very important, Incoterms. What is the use, when we are using. Okay, so that we are going to discuss. For the time being, okay, so this info record, how to create the info record with the help of ME11. If you want to change the info record, we can go to the ME12. Okay, suppose let's take an example now. From today, the price is changed. So if you see here, 18/9/2021, the price was something 13, right? I'm changing here. So let's take an example. The this price 13 is valid from 17th this one. Okay. Let me save it. And now I'm saying that okay, vendor has changed the price. Now from today, from 18, the price is 11. Okay. So now if you see, if I'm going to create a purchase order on 18th, let me go back. ME21N. So now if you see, the price is coming as 11 because on 18th the valid price is 11, right? If I change the date here 17th, so now if you see, the price is coming as 13 because on 17th the price is 13, right? So system is considering on what date what price and price was valid. Accordingly it will bring that price. So this price 17 to 17, this price was valid 13, and from 18 onwards, sorry, on 18 onwards this price is valid, right? So when you are creating a purchase order based on your document date, system will pull the correct information, which price was valid on that day. Okay, the same terms and conditions as well here. So we can maintain different fields here. There are under delivery tolerance, over delivery tolerance, the GR based IV, no ERS, okay, shipping instructions, minimum quantity, maximum quantity, tax code, confirmation control. There are a lot of informations we are going to learn in procurement, the importance of these fields. For the time being, let's just understand what is info record and how we can create change info record. Got it? What is the info record? What is the purpose of info record? Purchase info record is a relationship between our vendor master and material master. So the terms and conditions of this material for this vendor will be maintained in a purchase info. So what I was saying, the purchase info record is nothing but the relationship between our vendor master and material master. So for this material, for this vendor, what is the terms and condition, what are terms and conditions we have that we are storing in a purchase info record. So that terms and conditions will get automatically pulled whenever we are creating a purchase order on this combination. Got it? Now currently if you see, as I'm creating standard purchase order, right? As I'm creating standard purchase order, system is looking for standard info record. If I want to create subcontracting or consignment, then system will look that particular subcontracting or consignment related info record. And pipeline, there is no actually purchase order for the pipeline. I'm going to discuss about that one. So what type of procurement you are doing? So that type of info record we need to maintain. Then only system will pick. Right? What is this one? Info category as well. So the type of purchase order you are going to create, system will look for that type of info record. Clear?
Yes, Bhavin.
And we can add in, some custom info record category as well, right? If needed, based on the business requirement.
We cannot.
We cannot. Oh, is it?
These info categories were provided by SAP. We cannot add any new category there, or any new item category we cannot create.
Okay.
Let me just open the document. Where is the document? SAP docs. Okay. So let's discuss about this one. Purchase info record is a relationship between vendor and their material. In PR, we maintain the current and future prices of the material, delivery date, vendor date, and text. In SAP, we have two types of text. Info record net is used for internal comments only. Internal comments will be copied into a PO, but will not copy to a output. Purchase order text will be copied to the PO output, PO into a PO as well as in output. So as we mentioned, the two text, internal text and external text, right? Internal text only will be copied into a purchase order, but it will not be displayed to a vendor. External text will be copied into a purchase order, as well as it will copied in a purchase order output, so it will be visible to a vendor. Okay. We maintain
Does it mean like we will have a two different type of documents like purchase order, like internal and external? Is it?
No. What I mentioned here. So if you maintain any text, okay. So for example, if internal text and external info record text, right? Your text and this one. So if you maintain any info record, let me go and maintain the info record again. So if you see these two text, right? Info record pure text and info record note. Okay. This text we have maintained in our PIR,
purchase order.
Purchase info record. Correct?
Oh, right.
This is the internal text and external text. So this info memo is an internal text. Internal text means this text will get copied into a purchase order as an info record note. Okay. This will be copied into only a purchase order, but it will not be copied into a purchase order output. Output means the print of this purchase order. It will not be copied. So this this text will not be visible to our vendor. Got it?
Okay.
Now the text, this one, purchase order text, this text, whatever text we are maintaining here, this text will get copied into a purchase order PO text, info record PO text. Okay, and this text will be copied into a purchase order, means here, as well as it will be copied into a purchase order print. So that print will be visible to our vendor. So this text will be visible to vendor. Got it now, Deepak?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Sorry. Can you please repeat it?
Okay. So info memo is an internal text. Okay. So whatever information we are mentioning here, that informations is only for internal use, only for our internal users.
Okay.
So this information will get copied into a purchase order as a note. Okay. Then the purchase order text is an external information, means we want to share this information with external parties like vendor. Okay. So this information will get copied into a purchase order as a PO text, and this information will also get printed on a purchase order print. So
Yeah,
that
this is fine.
information-
Like,
yeah, so that information will
Yeah.
be visible to vendor.
okay, so whenever we are printing, when we are getting printout of purchase order, so this external text will get copied into that
Yes.
invoice.
Yes.
But with the info record note, it won't get copied into any kind of document, right?
Yes, yes. So that is the reason this is an internal text only for the people who are going to create this one. If you want to give any instruction to them, we can put that instruction here.
Okay, it will be in a purchase order only. It won't
It
get
will-
printed.
yes,
It won't
it
get
will not
printed
get
out.
printed.
Okay.
It will not get printed out. Okay. This information
Okay,
is for our external parties like vendor.
Mhm.
So if you want to give some instruction to our vendor like the color or weight or anything, diameter or something, right? So that information we can put it here. How to pack it, in which box we need to pack it, or do we need a cylinder, or it will be without cylinder. So that information we can put it here. So this information is instruction for our vendor.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah, clear minutes. Yeah, thanks.
Anyone else? Mahesh, Tabassum, Amit?
No,
Aves,
I'm good.
No, Mobin.
Kumar?
Yes, clear it, Mobin.
Clear. Yeah.
Mobin sir, I have one question.
Yes.
Is that any configuration? Because when we make an invoice to export customers, okay, client, that time we will mention the USD, but after 1 month the shipment will reach to them by sea. That time which USD to INR conversion is considering for the
Okay.
accounting and all these things.
Okay. So that means your question is related to the purchase order or invoice?
Invoicing amount, which amount we
Invoicing.
need to consider? Yes.
So there is actually currency. Okay. So that currency will be coming from
Yes.
the purchase vendor master data. But that I'll discuss about that on the exchange rate and the currency, everything I'm going to discuss once we start the procurement topic, purchasing topic. Okay. Currently we are on master data. Let us complete this one. And once will be in procurement, we will discuss on different scenarios.
Okay,
Is
no
that
problem.
fine? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay. So info record point of view, any question? Is it clear? Info record? What is
Yes,
info
yes.
record?
Yes.
Amit, Kumar,
Clear.
Naeem, Rohit,
Just
Siddesh.
one question, Mobin.
Yes.
Like as you set some reminders, like first reminder, second reminder, the third reminder in info record. So what will be the mode of reminder? Like how system is sending reminder to
Correct.
vendor?
So that is a configuration. Okay. So we need to decide if vendor system is a SAP system and our system is also SAP, then can we do an ad hoc transmission, electronic form communication? Okay. Or do we want to send email format, email reminders, or do we want to send manual reminders? Like we'll take a printout and we'll send a fax. Okay, fax information. So it depends on the mode of communication between two systems. Okay, and that is again a configuration.
Yeah, so when you say like suppose if vendor is also using SAP system as an ERP tool, so we can send some SAP document in
Yes,
what is
ad hoc.
electronic document, right?
Ad hoc EDI documents we can.
So how like how the both system will get sync, like it's
yeah,
so
yeah,
not
we
sure
are
like
going to we are going to learn about the ad hoc configurations, even the messaging part, how the systems will communicate with each other. Okay, so that is a
yeah.
complete different topic we have. We are going to discuss on that one.
Yeah, in our organization also we set some EDI document,
Yes, yes.
so
that
that
is a
will
part
be
of
the same, I guess.
yes, that is a part of ad hoc. Okay, and we are going to discuss. We are going to configure that ad hoc message determination in our system.
Okay.
So we'll cover that one definitely. So it completely depend on how the communication between two system is incorporated. So based on that one, we can communicate. Okay, we'll discuss on that one.
Yeah. Okay, Mumbai.
Okay, now if you go ahead, we have 4 types of info categories: standard for standard procurement type, subcontracting for subcontracting procurement type, pipeline for pipeline procurement type, consignment for consignment procurement type. Then here I have mentioned how to create an info record. If you can see, ME11 is the T code. We have provided all the informations here. Okay. And we can put the dates and conditions here, prices, scales. Okay, I'll come to scales as well. Okay, we can save it. When we are creating a purchase order, we can see the info record gets automatically picked and the prices are also getting updated here. Okay, the same informations we have mentioned here. Then this is the configurations we have, the number ranges and screen layout. Okay. Now, there might be a scenario, right? There is a concept called scale in info record. Okay, what is meant by scale? So there might be a scenario where vendor is saying, okay, if you are purchasing 100 materials, the price will be 13. Okay, if you are purchasing 100 materials, the price will be 13. If you are purchasing more than 100, then the price will be 12. Okay, if you are purchasing more than 200, then the price will be 11. So the maximum quantity you will purchase, you will get the discount or you will get the benefit, right, in a price. So that can be achieved through info record. How? Let me show you. So if you are going to create a info record or changing the purchase info record, if I go to the condition where we have maintained the price, okay, so this is my condition where we have maintained the price. What we have mentioned, the current price is 11. Okay, so we can select this one, click on the scales. Here we have option called scale. Click on this one. Okay, what we are mentioning, if a quantity more than one, sorry, if anything which is more than 0, the price will be 11. Okay, anything which is more than 0, the price will be 11 up to 100. If we are purchasing 100 or more than 100, the price will be 10 up to 200. If we are purchasing 200 quantity or more than 200, the price will be 9. So what we did, based on the quantity, we have mentioned our amount. Correct? Let me save it. Now let me create the purchase order. So I'll show you that information. ME21N is the T code to create the purchase order. Okay. If I give my vendor information here, if I give the material information here, purchasing organization, purchasing group, company code. Okay, don't worry if you don't know anything about this screen, this purchase order screen, because we are going to learn. We have not yet started a procurement topic. Okay, we have not discussed anything basic as well of the purchasing. So we are going to discuss about that one. If you think that this is a little bit confusing, I'm not able to understand this screen, don't worry. Just understand the purpose of the purchase info record. That is the intention now. Okay. So if you see anything which is greater than 0, the price is 11. I'm giving 10 quantity. The price is 11. I'm changing the quantity as 50. The price is 11. I'm changing the quantity as 99. The price is 11. I'm changing the price quantity as 100. You can see the price is switched to 10 because in the info record we have maintained the scales. We are saying anything which is greater than 100 will be 10 rupees, 10 euro. So 150, 10, 199, 10, 200 now, 9. Got it? How this is achieved? It is based on the scales. It is based on the scales we have maintained here. Clear what is the use of scales?
Yes.
Okay.
Mubin, I have one question.
Yes, yes.
Can we set or can we set and block or gray out that field, price related field, for the person who is creating the purchase order, so he cannot edit the price?
Right? This price.
Yes, net price.
We can. In the purchase
So
order, we are
whatever
going to
information we have in info record, that needs to be reflected here.
Yes.
On basis of that info record, he can only update the net price.
Yes.
Apart from
Price
this, he
in
cannot
purchase
do
order,
anything.
there is actually concept how the price is determined in a purchase order. So there is a topic called pricing procedure. Okay. So condition record is there, purchase info record is there. Okay. We have the last purchase order as well. We have the contract as well. So how the price will bring automatically in a purchase order? There are a lot of ways. So when we start with the procurement topic, we will discuss how the prices are automatically determined here. Okay, if the price is not determined automatically, how we can update that price manually. So we can discuss on that. And obviously, any field, if you want to make it mandatory, optional, or display, that is also achievable. We can do that.
Okay.
We are going to do that configuration.
Yeah, one more thing, Robin, like, creating purchase order is different and posting is different, right?
Posting
First we
means
will
saving.
create and then we will post.
No. Create and post is the same thing. Okay. In invoice, you are creating means you are posting. That means that document is generating. So let's take an example. This is the purchase order. Okay. If I save it, that means it is created. That means it is posted as well.
Okay, because in our organization, the person who are creating purchase order is different, and we have a different team who are posting or clearing or processing the purchase order.
Not the posting; they are approving the purchase order.
Yeah, approving, kind of approving.
So
Yes, that's a part of validation, right?
Not validation. That is actually approval strategy. Okay, so let's take an example. If I create this purchase order, okay, I don't want the copy of this purchase order directly go to vendor. It should first go to my manager for approval. My manager will review this particular purchase order. If he thinks that, okay, we need this material, then he will approve it. Then only the copy of the purchase order will go to the vendor. That is again a configuration which will be done by MM consultant.
Yeah, and again, it is part of security because, from the point of security prospect, we have a, rule, post and park, person who's creating, who can purchase order, he cannot process or, approve it.
Yes. So,
right.
Yes. So security point of view, yeah, we are going to discuss on that one. Everything related to the purchasing, we are going to discuss in detail. The approvals, the pricing, the field selection, okay, different types of procurements. So everything we are going to discuss in everything we are going to discuss in a procurement topic. There are a lot of means.
Thanks.
Almost we are going to spend 2 months on the procurement. Okay. So clear this one, purchase info record.
Yes.
The purpose of the purchase info record, is it clear?
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes, it's very clear.
Now, configuration point of view, let us discuss what is the configuration for the purchase info record. Where is means normal configurations we have for the purchase info record, only the document type and the number ranges for the info record. So I'll go to the SPRO, SAP reference IMG. I'll go to the material management. Okay, I'll go to the purchasing.
One question, Mubin.
Yes.
We use a quotation here in to create a purchase order, a request for quotation, RFQ, and
Okay.
we also create a purchase order without a request for quotation.
Hmm.
So when we are creating a purchase order using RFQ, request for quotation, how is it that covers the this Incoterms part also there, or sorry,
I'll explain that one.
so
Okay.
it covers the info record in that, or info record will not be applicable in that part.
Info record is a different and quotation is a different. Okay. So if you are creating purchase order related to the best by referring the quotation, it will give a priority to your quotation. The quotation price will get copied into your purchase order. Okay. If the quotation is not there, then it will give a priority to your info records. Okay. So there is a priority actually. So that is also we are going to discuss in our procurement. I'll completely
Okay.
once we start with the procurement now, the purchase orders, purchase requisitions, what are the different priorities and everything. What is the different types of purchasing we are going to discuss on that. Okay. So the quotation parts, because we have few of the fresher members, they might be not aware about this terminology. What is purchase requisition, purchase order, quotations, right? So first we need to give some theoretical information to them. So they will realize what is the requisitions, what is the quotation, and what is the order. And then we can cover this complete discussion, complete topics. Okay.
Okay, Mubin.
Yeah, Deepak, you are saying something.
No, it's all part of MM cycle only, right?
MM cycle only. Yeah, procurement. We
Yeah.
are going to discuss that one. Yeah, currently we are in master data. So what we are doing, we are understanding why we are creating this master data. What is the purpose of that master data?
Yeah.
Correct? So if you see, this is a configuration node for our purchase info record. We need to use SPRO, SAP reference IMG, material management, purchasing, and here we have purchase info record. Okay. So here if you see define number range, we can define number ranges to our info record. Okay, again same configuration, like we need to create a group. Okay, and if the purchase info record related stock material, the document type will be IL. The purchase info record for material group, that is non-stock material, the document type will be IN. Okay, so we can give the number ranges to those document types. These are the standard standard number ranges. If you do not want to use the standard number ranges and we want to define our own number ranges, we can create a group, new group, and we can assign this document to that particular group. Same thing, like insert group name. I'm giving a group name like test group, right? And I want the info record should start with 7 number. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So test group. Okay. I want the stockable material related info records should be created. Should use 7 series number ranges, right? So what I need to do, I'll double click on this one. It will be selected. That means it will be in blue. Okay, right click and assign element group. So let me just select it first. Right click and assign element group. So it will be removed from this number and it will be assigned into our new group. Save it. So now whatever info record you will create, let me create a new info record. I'll take other vendor. So I'm now creating with this vendor and material combination. So combination is different now, right? So I need to create. Click on create. Reminders 1, 2, 3. Plan delivery type 7 or 10 days, whatever information we have. 10. Purchasing group PG1, standard quantity I'm giving 1000, minimum quantity 100, price this is 520 price per each. Then this is the quotation number if you have anything, or I can go to the text. This is again some text, info memo. Here is order minimum. $100 quantity. Then in purchase order text, we are mentioning here, please pack and put sticker on it. So this information is for our vendor, and this information is for the buyer, a purchaser who is going to create a purchase order. And once I'm done, I'll just save it. Now if you see, the info record is created with 7 series, 700000. Correct? Got it? The number ranges. Similar what we have done, what we did for the material master, same type, the number range group we need to create, and that particular document type we need to assign to that number range group. Clear this one? Configuration, very small configuration we have.
Okay, so here, do we have any configuration where we can define or set some mandatory fields or non-mandatory?
Yes. So I'm going to that one only. Define screen layout. If I go here, so for T code wise, if you see the field selection T code wise ME11. If I go to the ME11, I can put it here like which field should be display, optional, or required. I can use this configuration. Got it? This one?
Yeah.
So T code wise ME11, ME12, ME13, and ME15, we have this field selection. Then text of the info record means if you want to define any other text, we can define text. So these are all some more complex configurations. We are going to discuss this one. The price history, the inspection certificate categories, everything we are going to discuss on this one. But currently, the basic one, number ranges and screen layout, we can define or configure for the info record. Clear this one? Info record?
Yeah.
Let me just
Yes.
update the. Here is our note. So I'll just put the configuration SPRO.
So creating PIR is part of transactional data, right? Not master
Yes,
data.
yes, it is end user activity. Creation of PIR, changing PIR, display PIR, all are the end user activity. Okay, but
Yeah,
the number
but,
range configuration, the field selection related configuration, that is consultant job.
Yeah, but can we say like this is part of master data or part of
Master data. It is master
transactional
data.
data?
PIR is a master data.
And purchase order and sales order as well?
Purchase order is a transaction data. You are using that master data while creating a transaction, right? So PIR information you are going to use to create your purchase orders. So purchase order is a transaction data, while the info record is a master data.
Okay. Okay.
Still is depend upon the company structure, that whether they can define a purchase order as a transactional data or master data.
Purchase order is always transaction data. It cannot be a master data. Purchase order is
Info
always
record we can say as a master data.
Info record is always a master data only, because info record is our internal data that we are creating to automate some information in our purchase order, like vendor and material. This information will not be visible to any third party or any external sources. This is our internal information. We are keeping to automate some information while creating the transaction data.
Okay,
Correct?
so purchase order and sales order both are transactional data, right?
Yes, any purchasing document,
Okay.
all are the transaction data. Material master,
Okay.
vendor master, purchase info record, source list, customer master, general ledger, bank master, okay, profit center, cost center. These are all your master data. I think we discussed 1 minute. I'll just go through that slide again. Let me put this completely. Purchasing, under purchasing, purchasing record.
We had discussed in our first class, right?
Yes.
What all the transactional data, what all the
Yes.
master data.
I'll go to that one. I'll go to that slide. Okay, the question is for all the freshers. Okay, Rohit, Siddesh, Sneharaj, Muksad, okay, Prashant, Mayur, okay, Wasim. Any question from your side? Imdad? Is it difficult, understandable? How is it?
Understandable.
Now coming to this one, material management, yes. So if you see now here, Naeem, Deepak, during our first lecture we discussed what is the master data, what is the transaction data, and what is the organization data. Company code,
Yeah.
plant, storage location, purchasing organization, purchasing group, all are these sales or sales organization, right? Distribution channel, division. These are all organizational data. Master data, these are different master data we have. And purchase requisition, purchase order, goods receipt, invoice, payment, right? Accounting document, material document, sales order number, goods issue number, production order number. These are all transaction data.
Yeah, right.
Can you move on to the next one?
Yes.
So next master data. Now this is the only information we have for the purchase info record. Purchase, sometimes it is called as a PIR. Sometimes some people calling it as a purchase info record. The actual full form is purchase information record. Now the next is source list. What is meant by source list? Source list is nothing but list of valid source of supply, list of valid vendors. Okay, if I want to purchase this material, which are the different vendors who can provide this material? That information we are going to store in our source list. That is also necessary, right? We should know, right? This material, who are the vendors who are going to provide this material? We should have that information, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Vendor
one
was-
question. So
Yes.
yep, is it mandatory like source list will maintain only for raw material, or it
No.
can be for semi-finish or
It
finish as
can be for any material.
Mhm.
Sometimes the finished materials, you can, most of the finished products might be you are producing in-house, but sometimes you need to purchase those finished products from external sources, external vendors. Correct?
Yeah,
There is
from
a huge
suppose if
requirement. Yes, there is huge requirement.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you are working as a trader, so you are purchasing from someone and selling it to someone else. right? So that in that case, it is required. We should have that.
Yeah, it
information.
depends upon the business, right? Because you know,
Correct,
suppose if we have a pharmaceutical company and they'll be buying only raw materials as a chemical, so they'll be maintaining a source list only for raw material. They're not buying any finished material, right?
Correct. External sources, anything which you are going to procure from external sources or from in-house our plant, different plants, then a source list can be maintained.
Okay.
So how
Mobin,
this
how
source-
can we purchase a finished good from a external vendor or something? Because anyhow, when we are purchasing a finished good, we are repacking that material or we are using that material to produce a different material. So how can we say that the finished good that will be?
I'll give you an example. Let's take an example. Your business is a trading business. Okay, you are purchasing a material and you are selling it directly. Correct.
So
in that
can we
case-
say Amazon's example, like Amazon is nothing producing or manufacturing? They are
Correct. We can say those are the trading materials actually. Right?
But they are rebranding and sending that material. They are not sending on the particular customer or vendors package.
Let's take an
They are
example.
repacking that material and
Yes.
sending.
Let's take an example. I am a cement dealer. Okay, I'm not a manufacturer of the cement. Now, one of the construction site required 1,000 bags of cement. I don't have that material in my premise, right? What I'm saying, the cement manufacturing company, that construction site giving order to me, I'm giving an order to the cement manufacturing company and asking delivery to that particular site. Correct? So in that case, I'm just doing a trading.
That we can as tell as a traded good, not a finished good.
That is trading goods only.
Because anyhow, we are
Yes.
when we are purchasing from Amazon, Amazon is not selling that particular material in that third party's package. They are always rebranding that material. They're putting into Amazon bag and they're selling to us.
True.
So
That is trading
it-
materials only. Let's take another example. Okay, you need to produce 1,000 quantity because there is an order from the customer that they need 1,000 materials, but your in-house production capacity is only 500. The rest 500 you need to take it from the market.
Shortage of material.
Sorry, shortage of material, or you don't have that particular capacity to produce that much of quantity. In that case, you need to procure from outside. Correct. So there are different scenarios where we need to purchase from external. The finished goods also we can purchase from the external. Correct, Naeem?
yes.
So will discuss that one. Yes, definitely we'll discuss these complete scenarios in procurement. Okay, let us rejoin again on again with the same link. It will be ended in a minute. Naeem, Deepak, thank you so much. You are raising questions, and this is very much needed. And I'm expecting same from everyone. Okay, Parag, Prashant, Mayur, Rohit, Siddesh, please start participating in the class. If you have small question also, feel free to ask. This is very much required.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me share my screen again. Naeem, clear that one, that point? Why we are purchasing finished products from external sources? There might be a business need where we required to purchase it from the external sources. Correct?
Yes.
Now, let's discuss about the source list. What is source list? Source list is nothing but list of valid source of supply. This material, who can provide us? Whether the list of all the vendors we can maintain in our source list. The material X can be provided by these 3 vendors or our other plant. Or our other plant also can provide us, right? So that complete informations we can maintain in our source list. Okay. So let's see, let us maintain a source list and then we will create a info record. So before going to the source creation,
Record.
Okay. Fine. So let me create some vendors, fresh vendors, okay, and material also. So it will be easy. So let me go to the XK01 to create a vendor master. I'm quickly creating a vendor master. So this is my limited. Oh my god, I am not reverted. Oh, I changed. I think I need to change that configuration. Give me a minute. The vendor configuration I need to revert it. Okay, let me create some vendors. Okay. Is it ready? We all know, right, how to create a vendor. Hello.
Yes, 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 ma'am.
Yes, Movin.
Yes, yes.
So I have created one vendor. Let me just put that number here. This is one. Let me create two more. So just Deepak, okay, I'll tell you one minute. So this dunning is nothing but the reminders. Okay, so we are going to discuss in vendor master. We have this dunning procedure and everything. So this dunning will be used for reminder point of view.
Okay.
I'll explain
So
that.
same we will maintain for customer master as well, right?
Yes,
Dunning
customer
numbers.
also we have the dunning. Dunning is nothing but the reminders.
Okay.
So vendor and customer is similar. The configuration is same. Okay. Here we are creating vendor for the purchasing organization level. Customer we are creating for the sales organization. That's it.
Yeah.
The configuration and everything is completely same.
Flutter synchronous is used to sending that reminder email, right?
Yes, reminders, any reminders, payment related reminders and everything, we can use the Dunning procedure. Okay, so we are how we can create a vendor master?
XK01.
XK01. Is there any other T code?
Yes, if you want to create only the basic data and the purchasing.
FK and MK.
Yeah, FK0 and MK0. Okay.
We can use BP as well, right?
Okay, that was my question actually. So let's take an example. I want
BP
to
is for
create,
HANA, right?
yes, if I want to create any vendor in S4 HANA, so what T code I can use?
BP.
BP. I can't use XK01 there.
And Mobin, one question also for customer creation also in S4HANA BP T code, same T code we are using.
That is my question also. Okay.
Yes,
So,
yeah, actually I heard same T code using for the customer creation
yes,
as
so
well.
I'll explain that one. Let us take answer on this one. Okay. Can we create a
In
vendor in S4 HANA with T code XK01?
No, in S4 HANA, the customer and vendor terminology is the same. We are using the same transaction to create a customer and vendor. Both
What is
can
the
use,
transaction?
the customer can use a like vendor and vendor can use like a customer. So only one code used like a customer and vendor.
Okay, so what is that T code?
It's BP.
BP. Okay.
It's BP.
So let's take an example. If I execute XK01 in S4 HANA, what will happen?
Yeah, it will trigger a message
Able
like
to see the
invalid,
information.
no, invalid transaction code.
So yes, that is true. If you try to create a vendor master or customer master in S4 HANA with ECC T code XK01 or XD01, it will throw an error message saying this T code is absolute, and it will ask us to use transaction code BP, business partner. So business partner is not something new in S4 HANA. It is in ECC also we are using business partner, but only when we are integrating our ECC with SCM server. Okay, but in general we are not using BP. But in S4 HANA they make it as mandatory that for any business partner, it can be a vendor, it can be a customer, that needs to be created into SAP with transaction code BP. Got it, Amit?
Yes. Yes, and BP they have introduced when they have implemented MDG, because in MDG itself will use same terminology for customers and vendor as a BP.
Yes, there are actually MDGs there. One SCM is one. Okay, FICA is one. So there are different applications which we are using business partner terminology. So when they moved from ECC to S4 HANA, they want to make it similar concept what we are using from other applications. So they have used the business partner functionality in ECC. They have made the mandatory business partner functionality in S4 HANA as well. We are going to discuss that in detail, the business partner functionality. But overall, when you are trying to create any vendor in S4 HANA, you have to use transaction BP. If you use XK01, it will throw an error message. Clear, Amit?
Yes.
Can we get a chance to work on S4 HANA?
Let us take one by one. Amit, you are saying something. Amit? Let's take from Naeem. You are saying something.
Yes, we did. I mean, personally, I didn't work on the S4 HANA server. So, is there any chance that we can provide a support to work on that?
Yeah, we are going to learn that S4 HANA completely in our class. We are going to see the screen. We are going to configure BP. We are going to see the Fury tiles. That complete discussion we are going to do. So what is our plan currently? What is
I'm asking for S/4HANA server because
we are
right
going,
now we
I'll-
have ERP server.
Yes, correct. Currently, whatever we are doing in ECC, ERP. So our first goal is we should be should aware about ECC, because still 60-70% customers are on ECC, right? Only 20-30% migrated to the S/4HANA. So first we are learning ECC platform. Once ECC is done, then we'll take a server and we will learn S/4HANA as well.
Okay,
That we are going to handle this.
Yeah, thank you.
Unable for us to configure. Sorry.
Amit, your voice is breaking. If you can type as well. I think some network issues. Amit?
Oh, it's not me. I think it's Jyotiram. I think.
Oh, Jyotiram. Sorry. Amit. But
Yeah.
did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, Mobin. But as you told, BP we are using for customer and vendor creation.
Again, your voice is breaking, Amit. Very hard to hear you. Amit, is it only with me or for everyone?
No, we are not able to hear him. He's having bad connection actually.
Amit, I'm really sorry. Actually, unable to hear you. It is breaking actually from your side. Or else we'll connect again. Okay, Amit, on a phone, and I'll try to clarify your questions. Okay, let me go to the screen again. So what we did, we have created 3 vendors. Okay, let me create one material as well. How we can create a material?
MM01.
Code is MM01, correct? So I'm going to create one material. Let me put some. Chat. Okay, Amit is saying maybe some network issues. Not a problem, Amit. I will connect with you separately on mobile after class. So now I'm just creating one material master. Okay.
One question.
Yes.
I just when we are creating a material, there is a purchase order text is there. So can we use that purchase order text while creating a purchase order as an internal comment?
I'll tell you. Okay, I'll come to that point.
Audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Mobin, I am saying for customer creation and vendor creation, we are using BPT code in S/4HANA. But for material creation, we are still using MM01, MM02, MM03,
Correct.
like in same
Correct.
for ECC. Yeah.
Correct. So material is actually material information. Any business partner, for example, vendor is our business partner, customer is a business partner. For that one, they have come up with a new functionality, not a new functionality, existing functionality only, but to synchronize all the systems, they have make it mandatory in S/4HANA. So for customer master and vendor master, we have functionality called it as a business partner in S/4HANA. But material master, we are using MM01 only.
Okay, Mobin. Thank you.
So what I'm doing, I'm just creating one material. Okay. So the material is 10044. So my vendor is this and this is my material. I created some fresh material and vendor master data. Now I want to maintain a source list. Okay, source list means valid source of supply. This material, who can provide this material, right? So that complete list we can maintain here. So let me go to the creation of source list. Creation, changing, everything can be done with only one T code, that is ME01. ME01 is a T code to maintain the source list. So we can create the source list, change the source list, or display the source list with the same T code. Let me go to the ME01. So here I need to put material number. Okay, I want to maintain a source list for material, this one for plant EBR. And here I will mention, okay, so this material for this plant can be provided by this vendor within this timeline. Got it? So let me take one of the vendor, this vendor. So this vendor from 1st of September till next 1 year, this vendor can provide this material for purchasing organization EGPO. So similarly, we can have more vendors here, right? Means the same material can be provided by different vendors within a same timeline, or might be this vendor is saying, okay, I cannot provide this material now, but from 1st of October I can provide this material. So I can maintain that information here. Correct? Currently I'll mention that, okay, this vendor is also, this vendor can also provide me material for lifetime. Okay. Again, I can have one more vendor who can provide me materials from yesterday till lifetime. So what I'm mentioning here, this material, who can provide this material for this plant? That complete information I can maintain in my source list, right? If there is any outline agreement, I can assign that outline agreement, but currently don't focus on this one. I'm going to explain this one: outline agreement, central agreement, or supplying plant. This information I'm going to cover you. Now let me save it. So what I did, I have maintained my source list, correct? So when this source list will be in use, like we have created info record, right? So we know when info record is used, when we created a purchase order, some of the information from the purchase info record get automatically picked in a purchase order, correct? We know what is the use of that purchase info record. Now what is the use of source list? So when we are creating a requisition, that is a requirement, at that time, how system will derive from which vendor we need to pick the material? It is based on a source list. Okay. So first of all, what I will do, I'll quickly maintain the info record. Sorry, not info record. Purchase info record. I'll maintain the purchase info record. Let's see.
माझ्याकडे रिपीट करू झोप काय छानपैकी मस्त झोप छानपैकी झोप काहीच नाही बोल ओरड नको करू
I'm just creating info records. Hey guys, please let me know if something is not means you are unable to understand something, or if you want me to repeat something, please let me know. I will do that one. Okay, but these are very important points which we are discussing. Any small question queries if you have, feel free to ask. So I created info record as well. Okay. Now we have maintained our source list as well. Let me, what I'll do, let me create a purchase requisition. So if you, I'll just give you background about the purchase requisition. Purchase requisition is nothing but any requirement. If I need any material, I can create a requisition. That means I need this material. Then for that material, we can create a purchase order and we can purchase it from the external source. Okay, in procure to pay cycle we are going to discuss about the requisition, what is requisition, but this is one of the purchasing document. Just for the time being, understand the purchase requisition is nothing but an internal document, or it is a purchasing document. So I'm creating purchase requisition with ME51N, where I'm mentioning I need this material. I need this material. How much quantity I need? I need 100 quantity. For which plant I need? I need for EBR plant. What is my storage location? Store location I am not putting here. The valuation price I am putting here 10. This actually should come from the material master, but currently I have not maintained in material master, so it is coming. Okay. So if you see now the source of supply, okay, if you see the source of supply, as we have maintained the source of supply here, source list here, if I click on the source of supply, system will propose me this information manually. Sorry, automatically. If you click on here, what system will do? System will show me all the sources. So it is giving me information. Okay, this is one vendor, this is one another vendor, this is third vendor. Now here I can directly choose a particular vendor, okay, and assign it. So that vendor will be assigned here in purchase requisition, and whenever I am converting this purchase requisition into a purchase order, the vendor will be this one. So purchase order will be created for this vendor. Got it now? What is the use of source list? So if you maintain the source list, whenever we are creating a purchase requisition, the source will get automatically derived during a purchase requisition creation. Correct? Now let me show you. Out of this 3-1, I want to make someone fixed. For example, source 8, vendor 8, I want to make it fixed. Fixed means I want to purchase from this vendor only. So I can select this option, fixed vendor. Okay. Now if I go and create a source list, let me save it first. If I'm going to create a purchase requisition again now, I'll go to the ME51N. Now if I click on assign source of supply, system will directly assign 1008 because that is a fixed source. If you will not maintain any fixed source, what system will do?
It will show all the three vendors.
It will show all the sources. Okay, and then we need to select someone, one of them manually. as there is no any fixed source, system is proposing all three, and I can choose any of them as and assign it to this purchase requisition. Got it? What is the use of source list?
Hello.
Yes, yes, Deepak.
Sir, if I want, we want two fixed.
Two fixed. Okay. System will not allow you to maintain two vendors as a fixed. I'll show you. Though this is a checkbox, system will not allow you. So let me show you. If I maintain this as a fixed, save it. Again, if I go and maintain someone else and save it, okay, what it's saying, please reconcile source list record. It will not allow you to select two vendors as a fixed sources.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir. Momin, I have one question.
Yes.
What if there is a company strategy of a share of business? Means
Yes.
for one vendor, I want to give it 70%, and for one vendor,
Yes,
I want to give a 30%. In such cases, means that 30% is important for the peak periods. Means when the requirement is high. So how can we manage that?
Yes. So let's take an example. There is a concept called quota arrangement. That is again a master data in SAP material management. Okay. So let's take an example. We have 100 quantity. Okay. And we do not want to means we want to do the business with all three vendors, right? Where from vendor 1 I want to purchase 50%. Okay. From vendor 2 I want to purchase 30%. And from vendor 3 I want to purchase 20%. So because I want to do a business with each vendor, I do not want to disappoint any of the vendor, and I want to maintain a business relation with each of the vendor. So whatever requirement we have, in that requirement 50% should go to the vendor 1, when 30% should go to the vendor 2, and remaining 20% should go to the vendor 3, right? That can also be achieved, but there is a functionality called it as a quota arrangement.
Okay.
If I go to the Excel file, you can see this is the quota arrangement which we are going to discuss. With that one we can achieve that type of requirement.
Okay.
And
okay.
quota is having the highest priority in the source determination, then source list.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Got it.
Now let's take an example for one of the vendor, okay, with whom we are purchasing. Okay, we have some dispute that vendor is saying that we have provided you 100 materials on time, but we are saying no, you have not provided on time, due to which there is some penalties we have faced from the customer, right? So there is some dispute going on with vendor. So for the time being, we do not want to continue business with that particular vendor. In that case, we can keep our vendor as a block. We can block our vendor for the time being. So we do not want to do a business for a particular time being with a vendor. So we can block our vendor. That is also possible. We can mark it as a fixed. We can block it as well. That is also possible.
Who has that authority to block the vendor?
Who is creating,
buyer or
no. Who is creating the source list? It is a purchasing department normally.
Okay.
Maximum time the source list and purchase info record will be created by purchasing department. Or if you have a separate master data team, then master data team will create this one. Got it? Source list?
Yes.
Okay. So source list do not have any number ranges. Okay. So we have the standard functionality this source list, and no one is changing this one. So if I go to the configuration also for the source list, we cannot see anything. So it is only showing define source list requirement at plant level and maintain searching. That's it. There is no actually other configuration. So what is this configuration? Okay. So if I put, let's take an example. I'm selecting this option. Okay, first let me create a material. I will show you. MM0. When I'm creating a material in purchasing view, sorry. Am I audible, right?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, Mobin.
Let me create one material, test material. Here in purchasing, if you see, there is option called source list. This one, right? What is this one? Source list requirement, which means if you selected this option in purchasing view, you have to maintain a source list for this material. Okay. If you will not maintain a source list for this material, system will not allow you to create a purchase order. It will throw an error message while creating a purchase order. Let me save it. Okay. So 10045. Okay. This is the material 10045. I'm not maintaining any source data here. I'm just creating material. Okay. I just created a material 10045. Let me create a purchase order. ME21M. I'm directly creating purchase order 10045. What is saying? It is not maintained, ma'am. Accounting view is not maintained. Let me maintain accounting view for that particular material. 10045, right? 10045. I'm just directly maintaining the accounting view. Now the material is completely maintained. Now let me create the purchase order again. $10045 is my material number which I want to purchase. For example, I want to purchase it from this vendor. How much quantity I want to purchase? 100 quantity and with 20 price. Plant EBR. So if you see now, source not included in list despite source list requirement, which means what we did.
We tick marked on that.
Yes. In Material Master, we are saying that source list is mandatory for this material, but we have not maintained any source list. Got it? Now, your question, right? Can we mark info record as a mandatory? This can be achieved with this tick mark. Deepak?
Yeah, right. Because in our organization,
yes.
yeah, in my organization, yeah, for raw material, this source list is default check mark and it's grayed out. Like whenever we are creating any raw materials, so we have to maintain source list.
Okay, in that case, you can use this setting, na? This configuration setting. You can directly go to source list, define source list requirement at plant level. Okay, and for your plant EBR.
Yeah, can we set a source list based on the material type? Like for raw material, it is mandatory,
No.
something like that.
No, not material type. Based on plant, we can make it. So if I go ahead now and create a material for that plant. What happened? Is it saved or not?
Because that configuration haven't been saved yet. That is why it's not appearing.
Might be. It is not yet saved. So if you maintain that configuration, this check mark will be automatically come for each material.
Yeah.
So plant level it is might be it is not yet saved. Let me try again. No, not yet came. Let me check means what is the issue here.
Mhm.
I'll check and I'll share this information why it is not coming. Okay, so this is only a configuration where we are mentioning that source list is mandatory for that particular plant. Okay, so material management, purchasing,